Learning a language can seem like a nightmare. It can seem a daunting task, but on this channel, I'm going to break down how to learn a language for beginners. I'm not talking about how to learn the whole language. I'm not even talking about how to be fluent. I'm talking about making the foundations that you will need to go further into language learning. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get into it. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is spend a little bit of money, and you can get these books from anywhere between £5 to £10. For a thin grammar book. You will need a grammar book in your chosen language. Most people hate them. If you're one of the people that like them, you are a strange person, but we can be friends. These books will be an absolute Bible when it comes to learning a language. There's so many useful tips and tricks in there. However, this is to be used in context with the next tip. And that really is the biggest tip I can give you, and that is comprehensible input. I've done a whole video on what comprehensible input is on my channel, which you can check out. But the basic understanding of comprehensible input is listening and reading a lot of the language, and it'll wash over your brain and you will know parts of that language. Using them in tandem with a bit of Google as well will help you understand more and more words. 100 hours is the very minimum that you'll need to have some sort of understanding. Please don't pay attention to YouTube videos that tell you you'll learn a language in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. For each person, it's very, very different. And it also depends how much time a day you spend learning the language. If you spend half an hour each day, you're not going to learn a language in 3 months. If you spend 8 hours, then you may so. It also depends about your natural ability to learn. If you're a really clever person, you may just read this book and go on an app like Duolingo and pick up a language very quickly. If you're like me, not so clever, it's going to take you a lot longer and it's going to get frustrating. So have realistic goals when you're applying your comprehensible input and when you're looking at your grammar book, because people get frustrated and then give up the language. Which brings us on to our next point. Keep it interesting. Keep it interesting. Whatever you do, keep it interesting. Stop doing the same thing. If you just look at this book all day and you do comprehensible input every single day, eventually you'll go, this is not for me. So you need to use things like apps, and there's some great apps out there. The two that I would recommend to keep it interesting is Duolingo. Although I'm not the biggest fan of Duolingo, it makes it more like you're playing at a game. It makes it a little bit competitive. It has other people in there that you can talk to. So it keeps it fresh and new. And it just means that not every day you have to do comprehensible input, which is absolutely fine. The other app I'd really recommend is HelloTalk. And HelloTalk is an exchange language. It's basically having pen pals where you exchange your language skills for their language skills and you pick up the language. Speaking to people, whether that's verbally, it's always verbally, whether that's orally or whether that's written, it doesn't matter. You can still practice your language learning skills. The next step is to set yourself goals, set yourself targets. Make sure your targets are relevant to you. If it's the first language you're learning or the second language you're learning, then make sure that it's to have conversational skills, be able to write in that language, to watch your favorite TV show without subtitles. Don't set targets that means you want to learn 10 languages fluently and be able to get degrees in every single one, because you're going to set yourself up to fail. Once you set yourself a realistic target, you can then look at little targets like I want to practice 30 minutes a day. I want to use the 10-10-10 method, whatever it may be to help you get there. Anyway, I've waffled on for far too long now. If you found this video useful, make sure you hit the subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.